Hello, this is Montessa from Washington County UI Extension, and I thought I would record you this quick video to help you with fair entries. If you're still struggling out there, hopefully this is the help that you need. So first of all, we're going to want to log on to the website for fair entries, and that is at washco.fairwire.com. When we come onto this site, be sure to read the direction as you're going through. That'll help you keep from making mistakes. We are going to go ahead and register. So I click the number 1. Now I have two options here. If I just have one child, I can put their name here and just register through. If I have multiple children, it's easier to sign in as a quick group. And if I click that link right there, that takes me to that screen. So I need to give that group a username, and we are going to call it the Spud family. And you're going to say you are a new group and continue. Throughout this, it's going to ask for a password. Keep your passwords super simple so that you can come right back to them. So we are going to make the password just the number 1. Number 1, number 1. I'm not going to do the email. We can go ahead and choose a default club for the Spud family. And Michelle said if I used her teen leader group, she'd be able to erase these entries, which is important when you're practicing. And choosing a school is also optional. I'm going to choose Midvale. Then click continue. And hit continue again. Now it says we can begin adding exhibitors and entries. Now I'm going to go through every complicated scenario that I can think of so that you've got all of this information if you're using this as a help document. So I'm going to make my first kid in FFA and 4-H and taking a market steer and a beef breeding project. So first name, we're going to call him Brock. Brock Spud. He's a new exhibitor. All of you are going to click new exhibitor. The database was erased from last year, so everybody's in a new. And we're going to make his password just the numeral 1 again, so I don't have to try to remember it. And we're going to say that Brock lives here at the office. And that Brock is going into 11th grade. This is a grade they're going into. Age is age as of January 1st. And I'm going to make Brock 16 as of January 1st. And so he's probably born in, what, 2002. These made-up children, it's hard to remember their birth dates. Okay, continue. Okay, so now we have his registration information all in. Continue there. Well, now we're ready to put his entries in. You can put multiple entries in at the same time, but I like to do one thing at a time just to be sure I'm getting everything. So I'm going to start out with that he's in FFA with 2 breeding beef. So we're going to choose the category of beef. There's only 1 division in beef. And I know that in FFA, you need to take a showmanship and then whatever quality classes that you need. So I'm going to pick FFA showmanship. And I can put one of the cows in now and then come back and put the other cow in. So I said he had 2 breeding beef. We're going to make both of those cows. So one of his cows is an Angus, also female. Birth date doesn't have to be entered, only the things with stars. Tag ID, since it's a breeding beef, this is not the market tag. If you're putting the market animals in, you'd want to be sure that you had the right tag there. I had chosen him in Club Teen Leaders. I could actually put him in FFA and should put him in FFA here, but I really don't want to screw up Michelle's record keeping, so we're going to keep him here. But this is where you'd be sure to say FFA since he's in the FFA showmanship. So this female Angus cow, we're going to call her Betsy. And now this is tracking of who the parents are and how many pens he's going to need. So I'm going to be mom. We're still in beef. And that cow needs 1 pin. Add entry to cart. Okay, so now I've got his showmanship and one of his breeding projects in. I need to get that other breeding project in under FFA. So we're going to do beef and beef again. Continue. Now I got to get that other cow in there. That other breeding cow he has is a Charolais. Just making up a tag number since it's not a market animal. Here I would change him to FFA if I was doing this for real. And Betsy, and the other one will be Bonnie. Once again. And that beef's going to need 1 pin. Okay, so we've got his FFA entries done. Now we need to go back and do his 4-H. So he is going to take 2 market beef to the fair. So he needs to be in senior showmanship. Showmanship's a required class. Just 1 animal gets shown in showmanship. He gets to choose which animal that is. So he needs to be in senior showmanship. And I'm going to put 1 of his market beef in and then come back and put his other one. So his market beef is also an Angus, and it's a steer. And at weigh-in, he got the tag number 225. This is 4-H, so I'm using his 4-H club, under club. This will be Brutus. Then once again, he's going to need a place at fair, so he needs a pin. And just 1 place there. Okay. So remember, he is taking 2 market beef. I haven't got the other one put in yet. So beef, choose a division beef. We've got that other 4-H market beef to put in. Market beef. We'll make this one a Hereford. He likes all the different breeds of animals. So another steer. This one was 226 at weigh-in. There's his 4-H club. This is Brownie. And get parent guardian. It's beef again. And he needs a pin as well. Okay. So now I have Brock entered in. He's entered in FFA with 2 breeding beef and 4-H with 2 market beef. So hopefully that shows you how to separate FFA and 4-H, and be sure you have FFA showmanship for the FFA project and 4-H showmanship as a 4-H senior for the showmanship. Okay, then his little sister also has entries, and I'm under the quick group, and I need to switch to her. And I actually made this mistake entering my own real children, is I didn't switch kids and put everything under 1 the first time and had to do some deleting. So I'm going to hit continue. Says you're not finished yet, you're going to have to confirm. So here's all Brock Spud's entries. I can look through and make sure everything is correct. But now I need to add entries for a different exhibitor. So now I'm able to go do his little sister. And we've named her Adele. And she is going to be a new exhibitor. So Adele is nothing like Brock. If you've ever had a second child, this holds true. So Adele is going to be taking a horse and a home ec project. So that'll give us some different practice. And we're going to make her password just the number 1 to keep it as simple, as easy as possible. She also, of course, lives here at the extension office. And she's a 7th grader. And she's 12, or she was 12 as of January 1st. And we'll make her birthday in 2005. Okay. So there's all her information entered. So let's do the horse first. So Adele has a horse. We're going to go down to horse and choose the division. Right now we have 4-H and FFA horse are 2 different divisions. She's a 4-H member, so we're going to choose 4-H horse. And considering that she's 12, that makes her an intermediate showmanship. So we got to have the showmanship in there. And then we're going to pick every class that she's going to do with that horse. So we have the choices between Western equitation, Western pleasure, reining, trail, green horse, freestyle reining, barrel race, pole bending, egg race, spur race, keyhole race. So she is going to do bareback and western and trail and her favorite is the egg race. Okay, so you can choose as many of these as you want. Just be sure that you have a showmanship placed in there for that horse. Her horse is a Arabian. And we'll make it a mare. Birthday's not required. We've got her 4-H club in here. Her horse's name will be Bucky. That's not a good sign, right, when it's named though. And her horse will need a stall, so we'll put this information in. Okay, we're going to add that entry to cart. So she is all signed up for horse. She's got a showmanship class and she's chosen the other riding or different classes she needs in horse. She also decided to take a home ec project. So let's practice entering a home ec project. So if we look here, we have 4-H, home ec, and miscellaneous. You want to be sure that you're picking this one and not one of the open class ones like food or arts and crafts and hobbies. Be sure you choose the one that has 4-H in front of it. That doesn't mean you can add in her if she is taking open class projects. They can be entered in the same place, but be sure this 4-H project gets entered under 4-H, home ec, and miscellaneous. And just one division to pick from there. Okay, and you have a lot of options here. So be sure that your option you choose matches what you originally signed up for or the book that you were using for that 4-H project. We're going to sign Miss Adele up here for entomology. So if I scroll back up here, there's 2 choices, what's bugging you and worm composting. And I know that Adele did what's bugging you. Scroll down. In the description, this is what is she bringing to fair to show this project. So sometimes there's posters, sometimes there's a cake, sometimes there's a picture. And it's very good for the superintendent to know what they're looking for when they're judging this project. So since she's doing entomology, she is bringing an insect collection. Be as descriptive as you want there. There's her 4-H club, and then my name goes in again. Okay, so we got Adele is all signed up for 4-H horse and home ec. Okay, so Adele has a little sister, so we're going to keep going. Remember, we have to click continue and go to that main screen before we can add entries for a different exhibitor. Don't forget to switch kids. So as any family, this is a complicated one where everyone's taking a different project just to make this work out. So Nellie, and we're going to make her password just the number 1 and put her address in. Oh, that one almost lived at my house. We got to keep them living at the office here. Okay. And Nellie's even younger. We're going to make Nellie be 9. Oh, not 9th grade. She's 9. She's probably going to 3rd grade, age 9. Probably born in like 2007. Okay. I remember age as of January 1st. Got all her information in. Okay, so let's sign Nellie up is going to take a goat. And goat is one of those that has a lot of different quality classes to pick from. And we are going to do meat goat. Goat miscellaneous would cover your dairy goats. And remember, actually, let me double check. So there's goat dairy, and there's pygmy goat. So be sure you're picking the right thing for goat. That almost got me. So we are doing meat goat. Okay. So little Nellie is just 9, but it is her 2nd year. So she's going to do junior showmanship. One thing to remember is that you have to be a junior to be a novice. So she was an older child that qualified for intermediate showmanship. She couldn't be a novice if it was her 1st year. So 1st year juniors get the novice, but she is a 2nd year junior, so junior showmanship. And she has a senior doe. Now let's talk about these other classes. So we have get of sire, produce of dam, and a market class. And actually, we're going to make her a market animal. So be sure you don't do that. Maybe you do. Maybe she is a junior doe and a market animal. You want to choose market instead of one of these quality breeding classes. Get of sire is 3 animals. Produce of dam, I believe, is 2 animals. So you would register for the 1 animal in this class, and then you could go ahead and put the other animal in again. But just know that the get of sire, produce of dam, that's more than 1 animal to compete in those classes. Okay, so she's in junior showmanship and market. And she's taking a boar goat, and it happens to be a female. And we'll make her born this spring sometime. Tag ID, since she is a market animal, that tag ID does have to match her weigh-in number. She weighed in as number 456. We've got the club. You'll be asked for scrapie tag ID if you were doing a breeding animal, but this is market animal. And she's going to be Butterfly is her animal name. And this is goat. And sharing stall with. So if she was going to share a stall with a friend, you could put her friend's name in here, or her sister or brother's name if they also had goats. And then you have to decide which one of you is going to pick the pin. So let's say she's sharing with JJ goat, and he already had a pin. He already signed up for a pin, so she can put 0 for her pin because then they're sharing. So that's kind of how this works. We want to get an accurate count of how many pins we need. Okay. So we've got her all signed up for goat. And we've just got one last kid to go. So we're going to continue on. And we always have to think of our clover buds here. So we definitely have to have a clover bud kid. So we're going to add entries for a different exhibitor. And Peggy Sue has a chicken. So we're going to put Peggy Sue in. And she's going to be a new exhibitor like everyone else. And simple as password. She lives with me here at the office. And she is a first grader going into first grade. And she is 7 as of January 1st. That makes her a clover bud. So we'll make her born like 2010. Okay. So Peggy Sue's all in. And Peggy Sue's got a chicken, so we want to go down here to poultry. And we want this 500 class poultry. So clover buds only do showmanship. So she's not going to be showing that animal in quality or market or any other class. Clover buds just do one showmanship class. We wanted to choose clover bud showmanship. And her chicken is going to be a crested Polish. And it's a little hen. And we'll put a birth date in. It was born this spring. We've got the right 4-H club. And this is, I'm running out of B names. Look at all the different ones I've chose. Okay, this is going to be Betty Lynn. Betty Lynn is her chicken's name. And it's going to need a pin at fair, so even though she's a clover bud. Okay, her chicken has a pin. Add entry to cart. Okay, I think we got her. That's a complicated family. Hopefully yours won't be that bad. Okay, so let's make sure we have everything that we think we should have. You should be being charged $7 per child per species. So let's see, we've got Brock has an Angus here. He's charged $7 for that Angus class. But he's in FFA and 4-H, so he's getting charged for those 2 showmanships. So that's right, he's got 2 different projects because of FFA and 4-H. So Brock owes us $14 in entry fees. Adele has a horse, so there's her showmanship class. And her other project was entomology, and we don't charge for dead bugs and home ec, so we're good there. So she's charged $7. Nellie has her meat goat. There's her $7 charge for showmanship. Peggy Sue's a clover bud. She won't be paying an entry fee. So we owe the office $28, and you have 2 options to pay. So if you're listening to this video on Saturday morning, you might have less options, but I still have some ideas for you. So we want to check out. So you have pay later or pay now. If you choose pay now, it's going to ask for credit card information. This is a secured site. Here at the office, we don't see your credit card numbers. It just automatically transfers the money into our 4-H account that we can share with the fair. Pay later means that we are going to be seeking a check from you. We are open till 5 o'clock today. On Friday, we will not be open tomorrow. We do have a gray box outside of our door that you could slide a check into, and if your check is in there on Monday morning, we're going to be at 8 a.m. as soon as Stephanie walks through the door. That will work. But you do need to have this paid. Even though you've put the entries in, if you don't pay, you're not entered for fair. So that the payment is very important. When you hit pay later, it's going to give you this receipt. So you can print out that receipt so that you have an idea of what classes you've signed up for and the charge. You have to type yes in here that you agree to submit this data and click submit. Once you hit that submit button, then you are entered for fair. So then you're ready to do your payment. You can have this copy of this receipt emailed to you if you want to, if you put your email address in there. And you can also print it from here. And when you click finish, you are all done. We're just waiting for the check to come to the office. There's a note here. If you have a breeding project or a horse project, then you do have the $25 stall fee, and we also need that check by July 1st. Okay, that's all the complexity I could think of at the moment. I hope this goes well for you and that everyone gets their fair entries done. Let me know if this was useful, and we will have this produced much earlier next year. We just had this brilliant idea this morning to record this video. Thank you for all your patience. Oh, look, my receipt has come for my ShoWorks online entry. So that's what the ding ding was for. Okay, best of luck and good luck getting your entries in. We look forward to seeing you at fair.